It's an omen.
We are proudly now partnered with MindLab Pro. This is a 100% naturally produced nootropic that is going to help you with energy, concentration, and focus, whether you're a sim racer, a gamer, or none of the above. This is going to be good for your cognitive health in all walks of life. So check them out. Link is in the description below. Enjoy the stream, everyone.
It's an omen.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to today's stream. Just finishing getting everything posted up here. And then we're going to be good to go. So today we're going to be going through the Nürburgring with the NEC coming up and the 24-hour coming up. Figured this is a good time to do some practice, but not only practice, some lap guides for everyone who might be entering into the NEC or the 24-hour coming up on the 5th of June. Some people out there might benefit from this, some might not, but I find this track is one that I'm decent on. I can pull a fairly okay pace. I've driven it a lot, and I'm going to share my wisdom and my knowledge of the track with all of you, and I hope it helps someone. So, also, if you guys see something that you're doing better than I'm doing, please also feel free to share it. We're all here to learn together. So let's give some shout outs, and then we're going to get in the cockpit and get going. Who's all joined us for today? Wow, we already hit 200 viewers. You guys are amazing. Sushi the Cat, Bill Lenardos, Fooled Trooper, Yelled the Orphane. Thank you for tuning in. Yelled Theophane. Just gonna get in the cockpit. We're gonna start doing some Nürburgring lap guide practice here. First, we're gonna start on the NEC layout. Coffee in position here. Alrighty. Alright, ready to go. So, let's see here. Kelly, thanks for tuning in. Just about to get out on the track and start doing some practice. Keyboard moved here. All right, so we are going to be doing this in our Team Mustang GT3, which is the car that we're going to be using for our GT3 squad. Let me see what the new setup is under. So our resident Mustang captain and engineer for the car has come up with another cracker setup. So we're going to be giving that a try. All the setups Phil's done for this Mustang have been great, absolutely great. And it was a team effort. Captain Crash helped out. Everyone helped out with the setup. It's really awesome that way. We all work together. There's no ego on the team. And that's, I think, the best way to manage and run a team, 100%. Everyone has something to contribute. And that's the attitude and approach you want to take towards team racing, team anything. So this is the shorter layout of the GP section before getting onto the Nürburgring. I would say I'm not as good at this one as I am the other layout. But once I get on the Nürburgring, that's where I do best. So this is also going to be practice for myself. So let's see if it just jumps out at us here. Nord's 24 rough. I wonder if that's it. Or if it's just been saved over the race 2 one. Well, we'll just go with this one for now. Alrighty. So this lap, we're just going to cruise around and we're going to build up our tire heat, and then we're going to really start focusing on going through the lap with warm tires. So just make sure you're watching the layout. So at about the 100, between the 150 here, bring it down. You're going to have a sharp right-hander here. You can get it on the gas pretty early. So this is a full tank setup. We always are practicing with full tank. Okay, so we'll start talking about the Nürburgring, I guess. We might as well do that here. So this section you can be pretty flat out on and pretty aggressive through. Maybe here on cold tires lift. Otherwise you can flat out that. Cold tires, I'm usually going to start braking there, gearing down here. Back on the throttle. This section's all about rhythm. Outside to inside. Back to outside. Back to inside. It's a really flowy track once you find it. It's like a dance.
The track temperature's rising.
Outside, inside.
Celsius.
Shout out to Phil for really teaching me that. Just about general racecraft and how to use the race line. So again, inside to outside. Let the car come out wide. It's like dancing a ballet on this track when you find the rhythm. You lift here, don't gear down, back on the throttle. On not cold tires, you can come through here in fourth. Third, I still feel like regardless if cold tires or not, I feel like third you get the better launch down the foxhole here. Remember, this is for the Mustang GT3. Go to fifth here, fourth here, third, second. Swing it like you're going to hit the wall, pull in tight. You get a really good angle on that way. You can come on the throttle way more aggressively once your tires are warmed up through that section. Again, flat out through here. Cold tires, you might want to lift there. Third, tight on the inside. Get back on the throttle. Back over to outside. Back to the inside, tight. Let it go back out wide outside. Back over to this side. Back to this side. It's a nice flowy track once you find it. And a lot of your finesse of going from curb to curb, from side to side, is you're doing it with your feet. You don't really want to be oversteering the car on the track. It's just really finessing it with your trail braking and your throttle inputs. Let it roll out. Back over to this side. Back to the inside. Let it roll out. Could have been tighter on that. Let the car always roll right out wide, use up all the track. I feel like the longer you hold fifth through here, the better. There is a slight incline, so make sure you hit maximum speed in fifth before going into sixth. And there is some argument for staying in fifth through here, so just experiment. Lift through here, back on the throttle. You can pretty much stay flat out through here once your tires are warmed up. I start braking at the beginning of that curb. Once you get that inside line, back on the throttle, push it out wide. These carousels I'm not the best at. This is where I need practice, but essentially you just want to hold the car in it, get some good speed, and try to come out the middle. Don't try to come out like the line of the bottom carousel row. Come out the dead center, or the back end of the car is going to want to spin. If you come out the center, you can come on the throttle pretty quickly. Through here, you can be pretty quick if you're used to this section, but until you are, slow it down a bit and get the hang of it. Once you get the flow from curb to curb, side to side, it's not that hard. Again, you can just see the car one side to the other, one side to the other. Using up all the track. Here, you want to never stop turning until you see that you're over that hill. Always stay fully committed to that turn. I like second here, stay tight to that inside curb, and then you can get a really good launch up that hill. Curb to curb. I like to slow down there so I don't get too much hang time, and then the car is more stabilized when it lands, and you can get it better focused through this section. Shift into fifth before the downhill, you're going to get more speed that way. Into sixth. Flat out through here. Your tires by now on your first lap are going to have enough heat in them. Fifth there, fourth here. Again, inside, tight on that inside line. Third. That's the last carousel. Outside curb. pull it to the inside curb, gun it, let the car roll out wide to the side, and now you're on the home straight. I like to try to get into sixth as quick as possible here, so then we can accumulate as much speed as we can for getting up this hill. I'm going to open the window a bit. It's a little dark. Once I finish this lap, we'll do one lap after this, a proper timed lap, and then I'm going to open up these windows. It's a little dark on the webcam. So yeah, flat out through here, right on the gas all the way through here. Basically about here, lift, start your braking procedures here. Tight to that curb, tight to this curb. Okay, so now this part of the track I'm less knowledgeable on, but this is the way I drive it. And again, if you guys see things that I could be doing better, just let me know. So I like to brake between the 100 and the 50. That was a little too deep. Stay out wide here. Bring it in tight, get back on the throttle. Use all your gears, back into second here. Tight on this inside line into first to help rotate. Second, get a good push through there, and then back on the throttle. Between the 100 and the 50. You can do second through here, I think. Use up all the track. First obviously might work better. I don't know. You can try both. I think first or second there. So if you're watching, you can see it's constant side to side. Outside curb to inside curb, outside curb to inside curb, or inside curb to outside curb. But you have to be ready to get off that line if you have to, with traffic. You can't just be glued to that line. But if you have the ability to, this is the way you drive the track, obviously. Or how you qualify. Or if you're not around any traffic. So this spot is just a slight lift. Get the line back on the throttle. Here, same thing, slight lift. Get the line back on the throttle. Third for here. Start it out wide, bring it in tight, and let it roll right out. Fly up this hill. Fifth here, tight to the inside. Fourth here, get the angle, a little bit of throttle. Third, second, like you're at the wall. Get the full turn in. Throttle. All about rhythm is right, man. See, if you can use your feet to finesse the car through the curbs here, you really don't have to oversteer the car. You guys can see my steering inputs aren't very over exaggerated because most of the finesse is being done with my feet. And this is how you save your tires on this track. You're not really overturning, oversteering the car. It's all being finessed. Side to side, so out wide, inside. Inside, out wide. Lift through here, get the angle, back on the gas. Third, second, get the angle, back on. In tight, get the angle, back on, let it go out wide. Get the angle, same thing. It's important to get a good launch out of there because otherwise you're going to lose a lot of speed down this straight. Any type of corner where it leads into a long, fast section, if you don't come out of that corner with a good exit, you're going to compound the amount of time you've lost over that entire section. And there's a lot of that in the Nürburgring, where if you don't do it right, your exit is just right, you're going to lose a lot of time. And you're going to be like, how are these guys so fast? It doesn't make sense. But it's based off their corner entry and exit. So at that curve, brake. Second, get the angle back on the gas. Screwed that up a bit. So for the carousels, again, start up high, get it in. Once you know you're locked in, get on the throttle. Try to bring it out the center so the car is not going to spin. That way you can get right on the throttle and the back isn't going to fish. You have to come out the center, right in the center of the carousel. My dad is the one who showed me that. Through here you can be pretty fast, but it's about the finesse on the feet. Again, stay fully committed to this corner. You can power right through it. Screwed that up a little. So here, down to second, and we get a good run up this hill. Slow down to fourth so the car is more stabilized through there, or else you're going to get hang time and not be able to line this up as good. And this is again an important spot to carry speed through because it leads into a high speed down section. Flat out through here. Trust in the car. Fifth here, little trail brake to get it up the hill, back on the throttle. Fourth here, get it in tight, back on the throttle. Down to third, last carousel, out the middle. Over to this side, little trail brake there to get the line right. Might not need to do that when your tank isn't full, but when you got a full tank, it's a little bit more finesse work. And then again, I like to get it into sixth as quick as I can here so I can accumulate as much speed before I hit this slight incline. Now this is scary for people who aren't comfortable on the Nürburgring. You flat out all through here. Start braking here. Down to third, down to second, in tight. And that's a lap.
That last lap was at 8:14.3 seconds.
So an 8:14.3. First timed lap out of the pits on a full tank. So now we're going to watch that from the exterior cam. Oh wait, how do I just go back a lap? There we go. Excuse me. So this is the beginning of it. So we overshot there. You don't want to be out that wide. You want to try to hit that a little tighter. So we lost time there. So got through there, okay. So this is the NEC layout. This is the layout for the 4-hour endurance. The 24-hour endurance uses the longer GP section layout. So again, you guys can see the car is just always going from curb to curb, inside to outside, outside to inside. And shout out to Phil for teaching me that, because I was oblivious to that until he taught me it. Because I'm totally new to this, like totally new to sim racing. But the Nürburgring is where you really apply it, inside to outside, curb to curb, back and forth. And a lot of your time on this track is picked up by doing that well and carrying that rhythm, the momentum through rhythm. And if you can get into that rhythm pattern and flow of the track, it's not hard. It's an easy track. It's about finding it and being comfortable on it and trusting in the car. The hard part about the Nürburgring endurance races are the other people and navigating the traffic and making sure you're not wrecking the car, because it just takes a moment of mental lapse and you're into the wall, and what would be a harmless 2x on another track is a meatball on the Nürburgring, because they're hard steel barriers and you're hitting them at usually high speed. There's no real runoff. It's like right there. So you're just smacked right into it. Let me open a window here while we're running the replay back. There we go, some more light. Some more light. Now we can see better on the webcam. Not that anyone wants to see my ugly mug better, but hey, I'm here. So yeah, a lot of strategy on the Nürburgring for endurance or just driving it in general, because it's a long track, and if you toe, it's a big toe. Like your big toe on your foot, that big. So it's really just about knowing when not to push, knowing how to have restraint, not trying to outdo or one-up your teammates and outlap each other and show off. It's about working as a team, surviving, slowing down when you need to, and getting the car back to the pits without damage. And Chris, the team manager, the guy who started the team with me, Chris Farish, he's the one who taught me that, because our very first team race together ever was a 3-hour endurance race on the Nürburgring through the SimiCube series. And it's on our YouTube. You can go and watch it. That was my very first team race with Chris. The very inception of Team LRG. And you guys can like watch and see all our progress from that moment up to here. And that's the idea going forward. We want you guys to be able to watch our team's growth from the very start to see just how far we can take it. And now with Captain Crash and his wife on board, we're going to really start doing some cool stuff. So you guys are all getting in at the right time. So again, we could have stayed tighter out there and had a better push in there. So just watching this back, you can see areas where we weren't quite utilizing the entire track. And that's what you want to do. So this is a good example of a good lap, a good line, but also slight mistakes that we can spot together. And then that will help you improve the understanding of how you should be trying to drive the track. June Jane, Captain Crash, Sushi the Cat, Elvin, thanks for tuning in, everyone. And that spot I screwed up too. I wasn't able to stay on the throttle all the way through. I had to lift. Wasn't the best carousel, but it was okay. See what I mean by you have to come out that center section? If you stay in that bottom kind of like oval section, you will spin if you come on the throttle. You have to make sure you're shooting out that center portion of the carousel there. So we're going to get a practice session going, I think. But in the meantime, we're just going to keep working our laps. And we'll see if we can nail a little bit better of one. Oh, we just did we just took the new lap record for this layout. With that run we just did. It just updated on Garage 61. So SRP pedals for the win. Make sure you guys are checking out srppro.com. Shout out to David, the owner. He sponsors our team. They're the pedals that are underneath my feet. And I've only been on them for about a week now. This is my second time running the Nürburgring with these pedals, and I've shaved like 9 seconds off my last laps. So make sure you check these guys out if you want the best premium pedals in all of sim racing, not just a pedal, all pedals. Check these guys out. Tell David that Legacy Radio Gaming sent you. And we also have a discount code that will get you 5% off any model. Just use the code LEGACY. So that was a pretty decent lap, but again, we spotted a few areas where we could improve it. I think we came in pretty deep on this part. I'm interested to see if getting a better wheel and wheelbase is like the same step up compared to like the pedals. Because it's just blown my mind how much these pedals have gained me time. Yeah, so that was it there, the 8:14.3 with some mistakes. So I think we could get that down to probably an 8:10. One thing I would like to do is see if we can maybe lower the seat here just a tad. There we go. Oh yeah, so another tip. You guys, make sure you set your force feedback right. So if you guys look up in my top right, oh you can't see it because I have my pedal cam there. Here, one sec, let me quickly move the pedal cam. Okay, so you see my FPS counter up there? Do you see that green bar at the bottom? That's my force feedback, okay? If that goes red, that means my force feedback is clipping. That means I'm not going to be able to steer my car as good, and I'm going to lose a ton of time. You're going to scrub your tires like crazy, okay? So every car you need to set your force feedback to, specifically. They're all different. So how you do this is, I'll show you. It's very important to do this. This will gain you tons of lap time, and you won't be wrecking your tires as quickly. So you have to go into this right here and make sure you have this ticked, okay? So set your intensity to 100%, set your strength to 100%, and then go on the track and do a lap, okay? Just do a lap. Then once you've done that lap, you go to this black box here, which is the graphics adjustments one, and see where it says FFB strength, you click auto. And since you've done the lap, it's going to have the exact information it needs about your wheel to correctly set it, okay? And if it gets it wrong and you're still seeing some clipping, you just go into your force feedback settings. You never want to adjust your intensity. okay? This is what is going to give you the best feel of what is going on underneath of you. You want to adjust your strength. This is going to dictate your wheel, like, natural force that it's giving you, okay? Strength, it's like adding to that. So always let your intensity be at 100. Never have any smoothing or dampening. And if you're clipping after doing the auto set, just adjust your strength down slightly until you're no longer clipping and it's in the green when you're taking hard corners or going over curbs. You always want to see that force feedback bar green, or you're losing time and wrecking your tires. So you do that for every car that you're using, and make sure you've got it saved to custom controls for every car, and it will remember it. And you're going to gain a ton of time and have such an easier time handling your car. My force feedback when I first started was always clipping, like constantly. And someone pointed it out and helped me with it, and it like literally changed my ability to drive. So take the time and do it, and you'll really be thankful. So let's get around the track now and do another timed lap here. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can't do that. It's a cut. Drives me nuts. Feels like you should be able to do that.
The track temp's increasing. It's now 33 Celsius.
So our tires have cooled again. One thing about the Mustang, on cold tires, you're going to notice understeer for sure. And I'm not sure if that's because of it's being a front engine car, not a mid engine, but it's not something you notice as much in the other exotic GTs. It might be a front engine car thing, I'm not sure, but it definitely struggles from understeer out the gate. In my opinion, it's well worth it. And it just takes a slight adaptation to get better at driving it the first lap or two. And then it's just absolute choice. Especially when you get a good setup on it. So what I like to do in practice when I've got cold tires is constantly be trying to edge my limits and trying to get more and more time out of my cold tire laps. Another thing you want to try is like what I was saying with gears, how some gears you might want to experiment with first or second or fourth or fifth, that kind of thing. So also do that, like when you're practicing on the Nürburgring or any other track, see what gears work best in certain sections. You'll find time that way. A lot of the time when you feel like you're doing the line right, you've got the braking zones, a lot of the time it comes down to gear selection. Remember, pointing at the wall and then really hook it in, and you get a better line if you time it right. Kind of mistimed it there. That's the other good thing about the Mustang on this track is if you hit curbs, it's not the end of the world. The Porsche can really struggle with curbs. I like that car a lot. But yeah, it can definitely struggle with the curbs. And I feel just like endurance racing, you want a car that's more kind of rugged and able to take things like that. Because not every moment of an endurance race is going to be like hokey dokey perfect, you know what I mean? I think the last time me and Henry Mantle and Chris did this, we did it in the Porsche, the NEC. So I know I've got a lap time in Garage 61 for the Porsche. I'm curious what it would be because I did that on the Logitechs. That's right there how you don't take the carousel. So what it is a chance though, see? Let me show you. So let me see if I can demonstrate this a bit. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this on the track. Okay, so see where we are right now? This is like, okay, here, perfect. So this is what it would look like if you were to come out this side of the carousel, okay? If you come out, look at the car angle. It's completely sideways. This is how you end up hitting the wall on the left there. If you try to gun it and you're on this angle, bam, you're gonna hit the wall. That's why you wanna come out here. See how flat it is in this section of the carousel? And it's just a little adjustment. It's just the dead center. So when you're coming out, you wanna make sure you're exiting like this.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 31 Celsius.
And then you are able to really gun it because you will feel the car level out. And that's a section the Mustang can take those curbs comfortably. So don't do that if you're in a different car. I don't know if other cars can do it. My experience is just the Mustang and the Porsche and the Audi R8. But I can tell you right now, the Porsche doesn't like taking those curbs as comfortably. Same there, you want the car to level by coming out the center. That carousel doesn't have as drastic of an angle to it, but it still has an angle. Or incline, whatever you want to call it, camber. Thank you to the 900 people tuning in. We just hit 900. Wow, you guys. Thank you so much. It's only been 25 minutes. Or no, it's been 38 minutes. Almost 1,000 in 38 minutes. That is awesome. Really appreciate you guys. You're the best audience out there. You're helping us grow this LRG brand. Okay, let's see if we can't do a better lap by correcting a couple of the mistakes we made.
track temperature's decreasing. It's now 28 Celsius.
We're in a test drive right now. I was gonna get a practice session open when I'm done, unless you want to start one.
You've gone outside of track limits there.
So again, inside to outside, outside to inside. Flow through this section. Finesse it through with your feet. Curb to curb. It's like a ballet when you're dancing through the Nürburgring. Slight lift here. Get the angle back on the throttle. Be in sixth before you hit the hill. You'll get a better run. Don't shift down here, just lift. Get the angle. Third here. Get the angle, back on the throttle, let her roll wide. Fast through here, get a good launch up the hill. Down into fifth, tight through here. Fourth, third, aim it at the wall. Second, swoop wide, get a nice angle through there. Back on the throttle. Just lift here. Inside tight, back on the throttle. Down to third. Let it roll out, get the line, gun it. Finesse it through with your feet, curb to curb. Little lift here. Might need to trail brake it a bit to get her to turn. Back on the throttle. Fourth, third, second. Little trail brake to get it around. Back on the throttle. Outside to inside, gun it, let it roll out wide. Third here, finesse it with your feet, get the angle, full throttle. You really want a good launch out here because it leads into a high-speed long section. Wide out here, down to fifth, lift. Once you got the angle, punch it. Flat out. Little lift, flat out. Curbs, begin braking. Down to second. Get the angle, gun it. Roll it out wide. Start up high. Get in the carousel, let it roll. Out the center. Curb to curb. Out wide. Down to fourth. Little trail brake. Get it through. Finesse it with your feet. Third here. Let it roll wide. Back on the throttle. curb to curb here, finesse it with your feet. You can take the curb here with the Mustang. Stay fully committed to this corner. I screwed that up. I had to give up some time there. So again, you might be able to do this in third. Let's see. We actually gained a bit of time doing that in third. So lift down to fourth, stabilize the car so when it lands you can get right back on the throttle for here. This is important to be quick through here. Another high speed long section. Fifth, little trail brake to get her up clean. Down to fourth, out wide, in tight, out wide. Down to third, in tight, punch it. Out wide, in tight, out wide. You know what's next, in tight. Get her into sixth as soon as possible here. Remember, flat out through here. Right about halfway there, brake. About halfway on that curb. Get her down to second. Once you got the line, back on the throttle. And there's an 812 0 with a full tank. First time lap out of the pits. So that's pretty much how you drive that track, give or take a few mistakes. I probably could have got that down lower, maybe an 8.8, 8.9. But that's the general idea and methodology of how to drive that. Obviously, you're going to pick up time by correcting the few mistakes that I'd made there. But overall, I think that's a fairly quick lap. And it should get you pretty decent placement, and you should have a decent time in the events, because you're going to at least understand how to drive the track and keep up to a decent pace.
The track temperature's rising. It's now 31 Celsius.
So we'll watch it from the exterior cam while we wait for a practice session. So that time we had a better fill of using up more of the track. And you could see it in our lap times. But we did screw up that one spot at the bottom of that downhill turn, which cost us a full second. And probably more, because it accumulates, obviously. So I definitely feel like we could have got that down to under an 810, 100%. Whatever setup this is, it's awesome. I don't know if this is the one that they finished working on, because, God, it feels good. If it's not, this is the one that they built from, and the one they finished is probably even better than this. So if this isn't the setup, I'm scared to try the real setup. because it's just beautifully stable, fast, nimble through the corners. So if they've got an even better one built off of this, I can't wait to see it. So again, now we're going to watch it from the exterior cam and see if we can catch any sections where we can pick up more time. And again, this is advice and tips that I give you guys. That this is what helps me, is once I do a lap, watch it back. See if you can pick up anything from the third eye perspective. It's harder to see it when you're in the car. It's easier to see it when you're outside perspective watching. So always watch your replays. You'll find lap time that way. This is where a lot of people who aren't good at the Nürburgring are very slow through there, but you can actually carry quite a bit of surprising speed through that section if you hit it right. You'll have guys who brake and go right down into second through there, and it's like, oh my god, like I'm gonna slam right into them. You really gotta be careful if you're a fast driver and you're coming up through there and there's traffic in front of you. Always use space management, distance control. You don't gotta be right on their bumper. Just make sure you get through that section, because there's a lot of guys who just don't know how to carry speed through there. This is another section where people will try to make really dumb passes, or they're not quite sure how to run it, and they'll wipe out into the walls.
Track temperature's increasing.
So always be on alert when you're through there. See, we had a better run of it this time to the inside, outside. And that's all thanks to Phil. I didn't even know that methodology existed until he taught me it. And that's just from knowing nothing about racing and being completely new to sim racing. So the NEC and the 24-hour are both the same mixed class. It's a GT4, it's the Porsche Cup car, it's GT3, and then the BMW M2. So it's a really cool spread of different vehicles, but it also is a very active track. And a Nürburgring track that's a very active track, you can't have any kind of mental slips. You gotta be dialed in, especially over a 24-hour one. You guys will see on June 5th when we do the 24-hour Nürburgring just how many teams end up going out or end up penalizing themselves into double-digit laps down. So much of it is just really having restraint and not knowing when to go all out. It's about knowing when not to. Winter, thanks for tuning in. LRG Mustang Captain Phil is with us. We got Tom Landy. We got Rambo's Headband. Very professional crab spy. Whoa. Mac Ray Collin. Jay Smitty. Snacks. Made Shifty. Ox Listener. Thank you guys for tuning in. We just hit 1100. Tyler Beckwith. Simon Norris. Mystic Biker. Luca Wardna, thank you guys for tuning in. think that, yeah, that was a very good end carousel. I hit that. That one is easier to do than the main first carousel. The first one has a way steeper camber to it and is longer. And that first one is the most important to hit well. You'll lose a lot of time if you don't hit it well. And remember, this is the first timed lap out of the pit, so not cold tire out lap. Your first timed lap, full tank, full endurance tank. So on an empty tank, we could probably run a sub 8 minute. And there you have it. That is 8:12.062. All right. So let's head into the practice server. Shout out to Phil. Thank you, brother. Okay, let's get in there. So yeah, this is you can see everything it is. Oh, is there the TCRs are in this as well? I forgot. We have the front wheel drive in this as well. So yeah, there's a lot of different cars in this. The GT4, GT3, the Cup car, and then the front wheel drives. They're basically like front wheel drive GT3s, if you want to think of them as something like that. I'd say they're close to something like that. I can only register as crew. Oh, it's because it's passworded. That's right. So weird how it does that. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, sweet. All right, how's it going, man? Thanks for starting us up.
Good. Yeah, no worries, bro. Yeah, I picked the LRG one if you want to get regular LRG. That way we can both drive.
Oh, good idea. Okay, let me do that.
But yeah, I saw you were on and I didn't have much going on today. So what the hell?
Hey, then the stream benefits from a Phil co-host.
There you go.
Definitely finding a lot of time on this track with these pedals.
Right on. Yeah, I did the VLN, not the 24-hour layout, which is what the NEC is.
That's what I thought. Honestly, it's probably the better idea with it coming up sooner.
Yeah, exactly. What setup were you using?
The same one it was on yesterday, the Race 2. I didn't know what the new one was.
Okay, the one we were working on yesterday is the Norge 24 Rough.
Okay, let me try that one.
Yeah, give that one a shot.
I'm almost scared to see how good it is.
Nürburgring Race 2, I tried running it and I couldn't. Maybe it's just me, but I couldn't keep the car on the track.
It's difficult. It's on the razor's edge, and that's what I was saying. It's not an easy car to run for a whole 4-hour race. It's fun to do in like practice. But yeah, not a car you want to run for 4 hours or 24 hours.
Not at all. It's like if you wanted to, I think that I'm not sure who put that setup in the file, but it seems like that setup might be more for just the GP track.
Could be a quali setup.
Yeah, than running the loop, but you can't like. One of the parts about running the Mustang is being able to eat curbs, and that setup you can't hit the curbs or you're cooked.
Yeah, there's only about 2 you can take comfortably, and it's the really flat ones.
Yeah, you hit the other ones, man. That rear end goes flying.
Yeah, it's like it was a 2-degree wing. I put it as a 3, and it's still dodgy. But yeah, like I said, it's fun to see if you can cook some fast laps in it, but I would not recommend doing that one for a long track.
No.
What the heck is going on here? You have registered this team successfully. Did I not add myself as a driver? What's going on here? Okay, let's see what's going on here. Let's try that again.
The rear end on that setup is pretty much locked, so you don't get a whole lot of like roll out of the rear end. The diff's pretty much locked, so they just want to spin at the same speed.
Sorry, I'm just typing it in. What is a diff? Like, I don't understand that stuff.
The rear differential, how the rear axle and the rear gears are set up. Like the one setup you're using, it's closed, like really closed, so it makes the rear want to have both rear tires spinning at the same speed.
Okay.
Where you have more of an open diff, your rear wheels can spin at different speeds.
I hear you. Okay, so that helps the car get through, like, rotate more, I would assume?
It helps the rear rotate around more.
Okay, got you.
And like on the GP track, not that big of a deal, but once you get out on the loop, it's kind of a thing you need. I mean, it's driving style dependent, but just for me on this track, I want the rear to be able to work and not
It's
not
doing
have
it
to,
again. Let's just log out and
like,
log in.
just solely drive off the front of the car.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. For me, it felt oddly stiff compared to the setups I'm used to running when you tune the Mustang.
Yeah. Very stiff and very, very on edge.
It's not letting me register with just LRG for some reason. It keeps trying to make me a crew member.
Which one? White or regular LRG?
Just regular LRG. Let me try it again, one sec.
Yeah, let me see if I can go back and do it.
Oh, it says it's because I'm already registered with white.
Okay.
So is there a way to unregister? Yeah, it just wants me to register as crew for white. This thing's so annoying.
Damn. All right.
Don't worry about it. We'll just come in. I want a spot for you, and then we can just do it that way.
Okay, because I'll do a couple, then you can do a couple. I set the session up for 2 hours, but I don't have 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm not driving for 2 hours straight, so this works perfect. I kind of just wanted to get a lap guide out for people who are doing it, who are on the team and not quite new to, or more new to the track than we are.
Sure.
So yeah, Le Mans is a big difference, eh? I started in Le Mans and then came to iRacing.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried it. I tried to mess with it a little this morning. I'm kind of struggling on it. Yeah, I need some more time with it.
Oh, totally different driving model, man.
Yeah, the physics are way different. Like I was running the hypercars. I tried the Cadillac and the Ferrari. I like the Ferrari better. But was having a little bit of trouble with the heavy braking and low speed turns.
Yeah, the low speed turns are brutal.
And the AI on there drives like you ain't even around sometimes.
Oh, the AI is so bad at that. Me and my dad make fun of it all the time. We call it Ray Charles AI.
I'm telling you, dude, they'll just drive right through you. Like you're not even there. I'm like, dude, come on.
If you go into advanced, you can turn the aggression down to low, but it doesn't even change it. One of the cool things you can do with it is co-op endurance races against the AI.
Okay.
But yeah, for me, I learned sim racing with Le Mans Ultimate, and then I felt like I wasn't learning anything in those fast cars, and then I came to iRacing.
Right. Damn. I'm pushing too hard on cold tires.
All right, I'm in now. So yeah, that's interesting to learn about the differential, because even before Phil said that, I felt like the car felt like a brick. Like it was like just one straight piece of thing, and it wasn't flexible, malleable, it wasn't moving, it was just this straight thing that I had to negotiate around. Like there was no real, I don't know how to describe it, if that makes any sense. It felt stiff, very straight and stiff. It didn't feel like that regular kind of nimbleness. We were making it work, but it didn't feel like the regular setups that Phil usually does. It might have been a qualify setup that we got from Garage 61 and just added in the the spring perch offset. That's the thing too. The Nords is it's the green hell for a reason. One little slip up and it's like you're dead.
Oh yeah, you're cooked. Too much curb, you're cooked. Touch the grass, you're cooked. Overdrive it into a corner, you're cooked.
It's brutal, man. I think I did this for 4 hours straight trying to get my low fuel motorsport license for the track, and that's how I learned it.
No, but I told you, like the last time I really focused on this was last season, where me and Cap crashed at the NEC a couple times.
Yeah, I could tell you had experience with it because yesterday your lap times got like really quick, pretty fast.
Yeah, I was just having to remember the track, and I'm still trying to remember it.
It's mostly memory. Once you have the memory and you know what's coming up next, it's easy to flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, whenever you're ready, no rush, but whenever you're ready, we'll do an LMU stream one day.
Okay.
I know you have a different wheel than me, but I'll take a screenshot of like all my force feedback settings and how I have everything tuned.
Okay.
Because there's also an option in calibration that your wheel settings are either set to the wheel lock of the car you're driving, or it's set to the standard wheel lock for your wheel. And if it's set to the standard wheel lock of your wheel, it sucks. It has to be set to the wheel lock of the car you're driving.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's one thing. But yeah, I'll take a screenshot and send it through Discord when we're done this.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna let you focus on this one. All right, everyone. Let's see what Phil does here. Remember, he's brand new to, well, not brand new to the track, but literally just started up again yesterday on this track. And he went yesterday from like an 840 down to an 830 within a couple laps. So he was already getting back into it. Like, he has the track knowledge. It's just about remembering it. And it's a track that has to be fresh in your mind. It's a flowy track, but to find the flow, you have to know what's coming up next. What's up, Captain Crash? How's it going, buddy? Phil just came across the line. He's running his first time lap. We're letting him concentrate here. He's getting right back in the groove, memorizing most of it. It's just about remembering exactly what's coming up and when. Having a really good start here. Really good exit through there, really good entrance. He's nailing this GP section. Ooh, really nice through there. Oh yeah, so update on the shady driver situation. I sent Iracing my post on X. I sent it directly to their support staff. I got a response back right away. So, once they saw the clips that I had cut, they were like, send me the replay file. I need the replay file. So, they had me send them the whole 7+ gig replay file. So obviously, what they saw made them suspicious. Now, I'll let you guys know what happens after that. But I have sent them the file through Google Drive. Yeah, I lose time on the GP section too, Captain Crash. Phil looked like he went through there really well. But yeah, once I find out what they say after they've analyzed the replay file, I will let you guys know, 100%. I'm not keeping it quiet. I hope so. I really hope so. Because like I said, if they didn't think it was anything, they wouldn't have wanted me to send them a 7+ gig replay file. But they saw all the clips that I put on X, like those clips, all in order of exactly what was happening. And they were like, we want the replay file. So, who knows what's going to happen. Oh, that's awesome, man. Some father-daughter time. That's, you know what, the one thing I miss most about my ex-wife, us being married, is not so much her, because it is what it is. She did what she did, got hooked on drugs and took off. What hurts me the most is missing the little one, like the father-daughter time. Me and the little one working out in the field together, teaching her how to drive the tractor, how to drive the lawnmower, pulling garlic together, building Lego, playing Secret of Mana together on the SNES as our first video game that she got to play fully because she had learned to read, and that was our reward. Like, all that stuff, that's what I miss. That's what keeps me up some nights. But I would have been shocked if Iracing didn't want the file, because, like, it was obviously suspicious enough. I'm happy that they wanted the replay file, because it means that what we saw, yeah, it was crazy looking. It didn't make sense. Yeah, I agree with that, man. When I first moved in with her, she was addicted to cell phones. Like, Sarah was a terrible parent. And she just put on a cell phone all the time. And the kid would go to bed with a cell phone, never sleep, just eat junk food all the time. And when I moved in with her, I was like, hey, this has got to stop. Like, it's really screwing with her. And when we took the cell phone away for the first time, dude, it was like watching a literal drug addict go through withdrawal. It was brutal. And then over time, we got her into better habits, and it was just the whole experience of watching this child grow from being in a bad parenting relationship to really start opening up and developing as a child and growing. That was the experience to me that was worth it, of sticking in the relationship. Right? I thought so too, and I don't ever hear that in Iracing. But yeah, whatever happens, we will definitely be updating you guys. Because I told Iracing I want a response. Like, I want an answer on this. We're trying to use our influence to make sim racing great again. I know that sounds funny, but it just means we want it to get back to being about respectful, honorable racecraft. We don't want the cool, the in thing to be trolling or to be running into people just to get a reaction out of them and then laughing about it like your IRL streamer influencers who just fuck with people for the reactions. Like, that shouldn't be the in thing. That shouldn't be cool. Like, we're trying to change that. And we're going to use our influence to try to make sim racing better, to do something positive in it. And that also includes putting light on things like cheating or companies not wanting to deal with certain things. And that's what we're trying to bring to the sim racing world. I don't think he got a contact there. Car looks okay. I think those X's were from earlier. This is looking like a really good lap. Really nice section through there. You can tell he's remembering the track. Like, you can see his confidence approaching the next section. It's coming back to him, and you can really see it. Oh! He's clipping through here. Really, really nice job at holding that line, too. Man, this is going to be a good lap, I think. Beauty through there. Here he comes to the final carousel. Beauty entrance, beauty exit. This is going to be a good lap if he carries it down the straight here. What a lap by Phil. This is going to be a good one. Yeah, he was telling me about that, bro. You can tell that he has experience on the track because it's like it's coming back to him, right? How did you guys do in it? He's got to be on good pace here. This has got to be a good lap. That looked like a really good lap.
Not bad.
Ooh, nice, bro.
Your quickest overall.
Flat, and I lost like the first few turns in the GP circuit. I lost a decent bit of time right there.
Yeah, that could have been lower, but that was a really good lap.
Yeah, I'm happy with that being a first lap, but yeah, I know I lost time there on the GP track.
That's a full tank too. First time lap.
Yeah, that was a full tank run, which yeah, I'm pleased with that one. But yeah, the low.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I know I lost time there.
That GP section, I struggled with it, man.
Yeah, it's weird, off camber, odd apex, low speed.
Yeah, and that for like the bend that sends you towards that really sharp right, that is so hard to get through there at like decent speed.
Yep. Yep. So there's time definitely. I missed a couple spots on the loop. It's just that first section of the GP track where I know for sure I lost at least a couple seconds. But overall, not a bad lap.
Not at all. That's a highly competitive lap.
Yeah, if we can do that during the race, I'll be very happy.
Right?
Very happy.
All right, let me get it. Let me get it. Oh yeah, I'm crew. I can't drive for some reason. What the fuck? Let me try restarting my client.
Okay.
What a great lap by Phil. That was amazing, dude. Captain, if you want to come in and get some lap time, I don't know if he's in this chat with us. Okay, I'm just restarting my client. 1 sec. Let's see if this fixes it. So we should now be unregistered from white, right? I would assume. Is it gonna work? No, it keeps saying I'm registered with another team. Damn it.
Let me see if I can do something with that.
Yeah, no rush. Is that it? When was the last time you ran the ring, Captain? Was it when you guys did that endurance run together? Well, obviously the practice we were doing the other day. But I mean, like the last event you did, was that it? The endurance? It's a really fun track. Oh, Cook Boy sent, oh man, The Green Hell, the story of the Nürburgring, a documentary.
Doing that, you're registered. I've got you as an admin on here. So I don't know why it's doing that to you.
It's iRacing.
Yeah.
Let me see. Is there a way we can unregister from this one? Like, I don't know how I can unregister from this event. Let's see if we do it this way.
Yeah, it should be under LRG White with the password.
And I can't withdraw from an active event. Oh, that is so stupid. And if I do it this way, I think it's going to say we're registered as... Yeah. That is so dumb. Like, why does it do that? And if I can only register as crew for this, like, it makes no sense. Yeah, that's dumb, man. iRacing needs to fix this. It needs to be more malleable. This is way too silly and, like, restricted because of simple things. Like, that's just dumb. If I'm part of the LRG team, I shouldn't be restricted to crew. That is really dumb. And I don't know if I can unregister from white because it's an active session. Like, that is even stupider. Because say I want to register from a different squad, but I'm on LRG white, well then we've got to shut the whole damn practice server down. Like, that should be fixed. Like, that's not quality of life. That is quality of cancer. Because I should be able to just go like this. I should be able to just click withdraw from event. And then get off white. And then register for this one. You know what I mean? Like, it's very simple. Why can't it do that? You do not have permission to update drivers. Yeah, this is
Can you go to
total
update drivers or add drivers?
total twat hammer. Up. Oh. 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 Oh, you're gonna fuck me. What the fuck? Oh my god. What the shit is this? This is the least quality of life feature I've ever seen. It's like not even letting me unregister the teams.
It doesn't. Oh, not there. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, Andrew?
Yeah, it doesn't. Once you've registered, it doesn't let you unregister.
Oh, that's cancer, dude. How has this been around since 2008 and that hasn't been addressed?
It's because you're assigned a pit box, aren't you? For that specific car.
You shouldn't have to restart a whole practice session just to do that.
No, I agree.
Like, that's what I mean. iRacing has a lot of stuff that's surprisingly gone overlooked for how long the game's been around.
Good stuff and clunky stuff about it still.
The thing is, it's where the premier, like, racing is. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So you kind of just got to take it.
Yep.
Let's see what this car will do.
And the thing is, when I joined, too, it didn't even say I was crew. It says I registered just for the session I joined, and then all of a sudden I was crew.
Yeah.
I think that might be a glitch, you know. Because that happened to me a while ago.
Well, Phil, don't worry about restarting it for me. I'm just going to spot you guys and watch, because I have already got some good lap time in today. Not a big deal at all. What I will do, though, is once I get off stream, I'm going to test the setup.
It sounds good.
Yeah, I know. Once I hear Andrew saying it's good, I know it's going to be good. So
Sounds good.
what I was saying earlier is that one that is the race 2 setup, Phil and I were talking about it. Sure, it's quick, it's fun in practice, but it's way too on the edge. And for me, the setups I'm used to Phil doing for the Mustang, they feel more like nimble, a twinkle toe through the corners. That one just felt very straight, very rigid. And Phil explained that to me. It's through the rear diff being so locked.
It's through the what? Sorry?
The damping is very stiff, and the rear differential is almost fully locked. So, like, it wants to have the back tires spinning at the exact same speed all the time.
Yeah.
So the rear doesn't roll very well.
That's what I was trying to explain. Perfect way of saying it.
Yeah, your setups make this car really nice to drive, to be fair.
Right on.
I knew you had a knack, dude. I told you when we did Watkins Glen Sebring, I was like, he might be onto something here. And then Watkins Glen, I knew you had this car, like, down.
Because America, man.
Did you like that thing I tagged you in with the fucking Mustang just bullying that hypercar out of the way?
Oh, yeah.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, Phil. So what do you guys prefer for the layout? Do you like the longer 24-hour endurance layout, or do you like this VLN layout?
Don't really make no difference.
Nah, it really doesn't. You just gotta. It takes me a little bit longer to get used to the VLN at the start of the lap, but it really doesn't matter.
I'd have to say the VLN because it just shoots you into the ring quicker, and that's where I feel like I do better.
Yeah. Most of my off tracks, just my careless off tracks, happen on the Grand Prix circuit.
Yeah, especially in that first windy section.
Yep.
So we got Phil in the car right now. We're just gonna hang out, spot some of our crew. It's an LRG crew day. Kind of like a white boy summer, but better. I can't wait.
When you run the VLN, when you get out on the loop, your tires are still a little bit cold on that first lap.
Ooh, great point. That's something we should definitely make sure the new guys are aware of.
Yeah, you run the full Grand Prix circuit, and your tires are good by the time you get to the loop.
The VLN can be a bit more hectic at the start for traffic, but that's the only thing.
Yes.
See, everyone's getting a good lap guide video today, but they're also getting a lot of just generalized knowledge for the ring. Fucking great car catch, dude. Holy shit.
They're fantastic setup, this, Phil.
Oh, right on, man. Thank you.
You're just cutting a rug in this car.
It's just so responsive.
Yeah, as soon as the tires get warmed up.
Yo, what's up, XN Corsa? We're running some practice on the ring, buddy. Everyone's just drooling over this setup Phil's got for the car. The boys are running fast. It's gonna be a good weekend. Phil, our resident engineer, madman, mad scientist dude, has really just got this Mustang down. So we ran an 812 on a more dodgy setup, but this setup is way more stable and has the potential to be faster.
That was clunky.
You're just driving this thing hard though, bro. I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm pushing.
After this lap, we'll switch over to Andrew Reese. How you been doing, Andrew?
Not bad, not bad. Had a cracking weekend.
That's awesome, man. What did you think about the Garcia Rolly situation?
About the what, sorry?
The Ryan Garcia Rolly Romero fight.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, it was a total joke, dude.
When was that on? Was that weekend of the Spa?
I think it was the Devin Haney. He fought someone on the same card, and then Garcia fought Rolly Romero, and Rolly Romero just knocked his ass around, dude.
No, I didn't watch that one. Conor Benn was fighting Chris Eubank Jr. on the same day, I think.
That was a good
That one
fight.
I was watching. Oh, a cracking fight.
Oh my god, that was good, dude. I hate Conor Benn, but he put up a good fight, dude.
I dislike him simply because he's a drug cheat.
Exactly. And I just hate how if you do something like that, just admit it, dude. Like, don't come up with some bullshit excuse like eggs. Like, that was the most retarded thing anyone could have said.
You see, with boxing, I don't like cheating as it is me, but with boxing, I think if you piss hot, it should be a mandatory prison sentence because you're juicing yourself.
Yeah, you can kill someone, bro.
Exactly. Oh, you bastard!
So here's the thing. I've used PEDs because I used to train. I've used like Turinabol. I've used all that kind of stuff. And I can tell you, when you're on like T-ball, dude, you feel like you could punch a hole through a wall. And you have strength like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
It's not just like a thing that helps you train. Like, you feel it. Like, it's like a high, but not quite a high. It just makes you insanely strong. Your confidence, your like ability to push, it's all enhanced.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it should be. I think if you get caught cheating in boxing, it should be, or MMA, it should be a prison sentence, in my opinion.
Lifetime ban, prison sentence. There are things that are banned that genuinely aid in recovery, and those things are different. But when you're talking about like actual steroids or like things like growth hormone and stuff like that, it's actually going to make you stronger to the point where you could actually kill someone if they're not on it. It also ups your punch resistance and how much like damage you can take. You can like literally walk through anything. It's like, did you ever watch Pride? It's why the fights in Pride were like literal like Street Fighter fights, bro. Everyone in Pride was oh man, you got to go watch some of the old 2000s, early 2000s Pride fights. They had it in the contracts that the fighters were allowed to juice, and it was some of the most insane fights in MMA history.
That was peak MMA.
Phil knows what I'm talking about, bro.
That was peak MMA.
I hate to say it, but yeah, dude, those Pride shows, I was on my ass the whole time, just like, oh, dude, the announcer, the whole atmosphere, that was peak.
Yeah.
And it wasn't cheating because everybody was doing it, and you were allowed to do it.
Yeah, some of those fights, bro, were like next level, like insane.
Oh god, dude, they were insane. There's a reason they don't do those fights anymore.
Yeah, Andrew, if you haven't seen some classic Pride, go back and watch it.
Yeah, send me a link or type it in there because I'll forget otherwise.
Yeah, I'll get you something. Like some of those Crow Cop fights and then Crow Cop Fedor, like Mark Hunt, like, oh bro, I could just go on and on.
Some of the old, some of Don Fry's old fights.
Oh, that guy was a legend.
Yeah. Then you had like Bob Stapp and Ernesto Hoos that came through.
Yeah, like that was the thing. It was like the whole freak show atmosphere. You had that Lenny announcer chick that just took it to the next level. Like it literally felt like you were watching like some Street Fighter shit.
Oh yeah. And no chain link fence, boxing ring ropes.
Yeah, I like that. And with how tight they were, and then they had the ref cam, like, oh man. Yeah, anyone watching this stream, if you have not seen early Pride fights, look up like Pride era from like 2000, 2005, maybe 2007.
Yep. I think didn't Ken Shamrock do some stuff with Pride in their early days too?
I'm almost sure he went over there too.
Yeah.
And I know his brother did.
Yeah, Frank.
Your quickest overall.
I just put some info in general for you, Andrew.
Thank you.
But yeah, that Conor Ben fight was probably the best boxing fight I've seen in the last while, to be honest.
Wow, they both went for it, didn't they?
Well, that's just it. Not many guys go out there and actually go for it like that anymore.
No, I know.
Those are the fights where like you leave a piece of yourself in the ring. That's why like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, they're never the same because that trilogy they went through, dude, that was fucking hard.
I think Tyson Fury would be undisputed now. I mean, if he hadn't have had 3 fights against Wilder.
I agree 100%, dude. The abuse he took in that first one and then the last one.
Yeah, but neither of them have been the same.
No. Like, that moment, dude, he got up from that first fight, I jumped up. I was like, no fucking way. It was like the Windows reset just happened.
It reminded me of Undertaker, that.
Didn't it, dude? The whole room just went insane.
Yeah. It did. It was like Undertaker.
Like, that one, too, dude. It would have killed your average person.
Yeah, I think Wilder lost his last fight I saw him take.
Oh, he's terrible now, bro. Like, terrible.
Sucks, dude.
It's like he's scared for let his hands go now.
He's terrified.
Yeah, he just like not the same guy after those Tyson Fury fights. And that's a damn shame too.
It is, because he bounced back hard after the second one where he just took a shit beating and came up with those bullshit excuses. The third fight was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first one, the first fight in the last round when Wilder caught him with that main right hand and then a left hook and he went down, I was like, that's it, it's over. Like, fight's done. No one gets up from that. And then Tyson Fury gets up and, like, literally almost wins the round. And the next round he wins. And it's like, oh my God, like, he became my favorite fighter after that. Yeah, the idea is for us to eventually do watch parties and stuff. I don't think it costs you much more than maybe 100, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
This has been an insanely good lap. And there's only a couple off tracks on the Nords where you get the slowdown. They're mostly just 1Xs.
Yeah.
But yeah, for anyone interested, we're going to be eventually doing Fanboy Plus. We'll get you into our watch parties for pay-per-views and stuff.
Where I was trying to push a little bit.
It's going to be a really cool community we're building.
Much and went off track. Just trying to push and find a little bit of time here and there.
Watching you from like maybe a couple laps ago to now, you can see you got way more confidence in the car and the track.
You need to slow down a bit if you don't want a penalty.
Hey, you found a slowdown.
I did. That last fast high-speed section before the second carousel, I pushed super hard through there and caught too much curb.
That was the Mario Kart racing line where you just go, I'm taking a shortcut.
A little bit off the pace this lap, that's alright.
Let's see what Andrew Reese is doing. All right, now we're spotting on Andrew Reese. Let's see what you got. Looking good, looking good. It's his favorite track. He's one of our resident experts on the ring. We're lucky to have him. Great driver. Good personality. And that's what we look for when we recruit our drivers. Are you going to be a good fit for the long term? Ooh, he got a really good carousel. He knows how to take that confidently. Was that you, Phil, in the 817?
Yeah.
That's not bad, dude. That would have been a fast lap if you didn't screw up.
Yeah, if I didn't have the oopsies.
That would have been like an 814, maybe 813 even.
Yep. Just gotta clean that up a little bit.
Really good section through here. Carrying a lot of speed. Hit that well. Perfect use of that curb. So Andrew Reese has won a couple.
Yeah, it's about 9/10 in the GP part slow area.
He's won a split in the Nürburgring. Oh my God, Andrew, great lap, dude.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Can I say it's the setup, mate? It's fucking absolutely mint. Sorry for swearing on stream.
Oh, well, that's
It's
fine.
It's absolutely mint.
Right on.
I'm Irish. Phil's America. There's no like no swearing on stream rule here.
I'll take that for a first lap.
Right? That was your first time?
Yeah. Well, it's my fifth lap. It's my fifth lap in this car around on this setup. It's my second lap on this setup. It's it was my first lap on the VLN track, and it's about my sixth lap. We've done both, but I have done a couple.
Okay.
With the thingy setup as well.
Just gonna say,
Nice.
our
I've not
fan.
done many laps in this car though, because I don't generally like it, but that setup is immense.
Just gonna say, all our fanboy plus tiers get access to our setups. So you want some of that Phil setup goodness? Get in our fanboy plus tier on our Patreon.
Yeah. That setup is brilliant. I'm actually now gonna go and have a look at G61 and see where it ranks against others. Because that would I knew that were a fast lap. I knew it was fast.
No, we just gotta get Andrew more accustomed to front engine cars.
I don't think I'm doing too bad.
Oh, you do great.
Yeah, it's on fair with BMW. It's not as fast as Mercator 3. That's fastest I've ever been around VLN track.
Oh wow.
What I would like. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying I don't have the Mercedes. I need to get it.
What I would like to do is have the Mustang just stay as the car for the squad, because we were kind of going to rotate, but this is the car I think we should just keep for the squad, and then kind of do the same for the others, find a car for each squad.
Yeah. I mean, we've had some fair results with some guys running the Porsche too.
Oh, the Porsche is good.
See, I can't drive that.
You don't like the Porsche?
No, not in the slightest. I find I spin it a lot.
Oh, I spin it a lot on this track.
I can drive it fast, but the same here. I lose the back end of the car a lot.
What's my fastest on here in that? 809. But yeah, that setup's brilliant. I reckon with a lot more, well, I say a lot more practice. I reckon with more practice, I'm taking at least another 2 seconds off with that setup. It's absolutely brilliant.
That's another 2 seconds on what you already did is huge. Man.
That's
I
scary.
reckon I could take another 2 off.
Yeah, I was watching your lap. I could see it for sure. I'm telling you, Phil, your setups, they're going to bring some people into our Patreon, man. People are going to be like, I got to get my hands on that.
Honestly, that I've bought VRS setups, I've bought Major's Garage and all setup shops, and that setup's absolutely mint.
There's a sales pitch.
It's so responsive. It's so responsive. It's unreal. It is. It's like it just handles completely different. Normally, I have to really drive it, but that I don't. It's just point and shoot. It's nice, and it's got that little bit of a slide as well. You know when you're around corners, back end feels like it's
Slip angle. Yeah, slip angle.
Yeah, which is how I like. That's why I like mid-engine cars, because they do that. It does that, and it's nice. It's nice to drive. Which I'm not complimenting that car because I don't like it. I love that setup. It's meant.
Well, Andrew, like I
Anyway.
said, pick a car and we'll make one of the other squads the car that you pick.
I'm happy to drive that.
What is your preferred car, Andrew?
At the moment, the Acura NSX.
Okay.
At the moment.
Chris
Again,
really
I'm
likes
not
it
the
too.
fastest in it. Again, I'm not the fastest in it, but it's just so fun to drive.
Have you tried it, Phil?
I have not tried the Acura, no.
I've tried it in Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's nice, but I haven't tried it here.
Man,
Yeah,
I'll
it's
tell you
nice. It's really nice.
one car that's in ACC that's not here that I wish iRacing would get is the Lexus.
That's coming next month in Le Mans.
Okay.
The Lexus and the Mercedes next month.
I want to see the GT3 Lexus in iRacing.
Why don't they have it?
Toyota is weird about releasing their stuff like that. I don't know why.
That's weird because Le Mans has it and it's coming out in June 5th. Like when they do their endurance race, their first team event in June, it's releasing with that patch.
Because on ACC, the Lexus was my go-to, man.
Oh, dude, in AC, it's like the best car, hands down.
I love it. Super fast in a straight line and just mega sturdy in the turns.
It's the only car I do better than in the Mustang in that game.
Yeah. Yeah, when Ford said they were going to put this Mustang out and start doing GT racing with it, I was like, yeah, that sounds like a bunch of hooey. And damn, they shut me up.
It broke a record on the Nürburgring, I think.
Yup.
Yeah, it has done.
Like, I'm going to be just shy of a fast lap. 03 off. Yeah. So,
Me too.
All right, you guys, I'm going to get off. I'm going to go walk Trigger. I'll be back on later, and then I'm going to try off stream running the setup.
okay. Yeah, I'm going to do one more lap, and I'm going to go do other things with my day before it expires.
I'll catch y'all later. It's good talking to you, boys.